What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today we're going to be talking about the Karen that took things way too far by, threatening kids that were trespassing on her property. The only problem was, it was Halloween and they were literally trick-or-treating.
Nice racking her ass Brazilian, just turned 21, but my bank's a million.
Alright, so I think everybody has heard the stereotypes about neighbors, being the angry one that's like, get off my lawn, and I could even understand why you wouldn't want a group of kids playing on your property. That being said, Halloween is the one night a year where you've just got to expect people to walk up and be knocking on your doors, especially kids in costumes, because that's the whole holiday. But I guess for a woman in Texas, that was just too much. She could not bear to be disturbed on the 31st of October. I'm just hearing about it now, but the headline itself, Texas woman points weapon at 7-year-old for trick-or-treating outside of her home. Dude, you must know that this kid definitely thought this was like a haunted house. You know how some people run the haunted house out of the garage? If somebody answers the door on Halloween when you're trick-or-treating and they've got a weapon, I would assume it was a prop, dude. Do you think this kid was scared or just didn't even notice? Seriously, though, at what point are you like, oh, why is everyone knocking on my door? I hate this. They need to leave me alone. And then just decide to whip out a weapon at the next person that knocks on your door. They don't know what you told the people before them. And correct me if I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure there's the age-old trick of turning off your porch light. I don't know if that's true, but back when I would trick-or-treat, I feel like we were always told that if somebody didn't have their porch light on, that you shouldn't trick-or-treat at their house. So what? Was this lady just unaware that it's Halloween? She just thought a bunch of kids decided to wear costumes and mess with her just to piss her off and walk on her property, dude. How cool is this lady's house where she thinks kids are willing to try to convince her it's fake Halloween just to visit? A 35-year-old in Texas has been arrested for pointing a loaded weapon at a 7-year-old who was trick-or-treating on her street on Halloween. According to the Hays County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to the 100 block of Quarter Avenue in Buda at around 7:20 p.m. on Sunday, October 31st, for reports of aggravated assault with a weapon. When deputies arrived, they learned that a resident in the area was yelling at children who were walking outside of her residence trick-or-treating. I just feel like there were so many things that this lady could have done to have trick-or-treaters not walk up to her house before she had to just point a weapon at a 7-year-old dude. Let's just break down a couple options. As we said, you can turn off the porch light. They won't trick-or-treat. You could have left a bowl of candy outside so that way they don't have to knock on their door. You could have put a note on your door saying not to knock, or you could have just ignored it. There's not a law saying that you have to answer the door when a trick-or-treater knocks. I also love how this lady was mad at trick-or-treaters for walking outside of her house. Dude, if you live on a street, people have to walk down the street, even if they're not going up to your house. What do you expect people to do when people are using the sidewalk? Just go around your house? You don't own the sidewalk. I hate the fact that people are using the sidewalk on the day every year where people always use the sidewalk. Ugh. Did this person just not ever trick-or-treat as a kid? If anything, dude, you know what? Fine. I don't understand, but maybe some weirdos out there hate Halloween because so many people walk by their house. But you can't just cancel Halloween. What? You're gonna manage to cancel a neighborhood holiday for everybody because you don't like people walking in front of your house? I feel like this is the lady that always get TP'd and egged, dude, and you can't even blame them. Obviously, you're the person everyone's gonna mess with on Halloween, considering you're also the person that's threatening trick-or-treaters. These damn kids always walking up, knocking on my door, and asking for the tradition. My goodness. Just don't answer. You just didn't really have to answer. Low-key, that's what I did. I didn't feel like answering my door every 12 seconds on Halloween, so I put a bowl of candy out there. And the next morning, the bowl was empty. I don't know if people took one piece at a time. I don't know if they dumped it in. But, I didn't feel like I was under attack all night, and I never felt like threatening a 7-year-old, so I guess that might have been the right choice. The resident reportedly exited her home with the loaded weapon and pointed it at a 7-year-old child who was walking in front of her property, allegedly. Just covering my bases, but I also love how this lady, walked out of her house, right? Gets out there. Once she's outside, okay, let's say, hypothetically, you don't realize it's Halloween. You don't know the date. Once you get outside and you're looking at the sidewalk and you realize that everyone walking is dressed up like a scary creature, wouldn't you then realize it's Halloween and realize it's not a good idea to threaten someone? Like, I'm just saying, if you walk outside, walk to the end of your driveway, and then still decide to get mad at the 7-year-old trick-or-treating, if at no point during that walk you realized it's Halloween when everyone's dressed up, I just think you might need a little bit more situational awareness. I mean, obviously, situational awareness isn't your strong suit if you're, like, threatening kids trick-or-treating on Halloween. But seriously, dude, how do you walk outside, see a kid dressed up like Buzz Lightyear with a bunch of kids dressed up behind him and go, oh, crap, it's Halloween? I mean, it's just like mind-blowing to me that any of this even happened, dude. And then even then, did you think that the parents weren't gonna like call the cops on you? You were just gonna come outside, point a weapon at their 7-year-old, and they were just gonna be like, nah, it's cool, you're right, we shouldn't be trick-or-treating on Halloween. It's ridiculous that you would expect people to be knocking on your door the one time a year where it's acceptable to knock on strangers' doors and ask for things. Obviously, they were going to be pissed at you. No one's going to just be okay with you, like, pointing a weapon at their kid, dude. Especially this poor kid, like, he's going to hate Halloween forever now. How are you ever going to have a fun Halloween if, like, the first time you were trick-or-treating and remember it, some crazy lady just started threatening you, dude? Like, get off my property with your pumpkin pail full of Three Musketeers. Nobody wants you here. It's like, what are you even mad at, man? Like, out of everything that could be a huge threat to your house, it's not like she looked out the peephole and there was some dude that was 6'7" dressed like Michael Myers. It was a 7-year-old, dude. The woman was taken into custody and charged with aggravated assault with a weapon, a second-degree felony, and was then transported to jail, and her bond was set at $10,000 cash. Yeah, who would have thought that that was what would happen if you threaten a 7-year-old with a weapon? They probably arrest you for not being able to do that. You know, I'm just saying. I feel like this is one of those situations, dude, where it's such a stupid thing to do in the first place. It's really hard for me to, like, put myself in their shoes and understand at all. Like, okay, whatever. Like I said, you're afraid people are knocking on the door, that's fine. But at some point, she looked out the peephole, saw a 7-year-old, and still decided to open the door and get mad. You know, like, at a certain point, this is still kind of on you to just be aware of the fact that it's Halloween. I feel like, if anything, she probably knew and just didn't care. But, like, dude, what type of person is just so mad on Halloween that they decide to just go threaten all their neighbors instead of just ignoring it? All in all, I bet you she's wishing that she would have just not answered the door now. This is going to be a lot more trouble for her. I'm going to assume that things are not going to go very well when they go to, like, the courtroom and the judge asks what happens. She starts trying to explain why it was kind of reasonable for her to have, like, pulled a weapon on a 7-year-old. The judge just cuts her off. All right, I've heard enough. Seriously, though, obviously nothing's been to trial yet. This is all alleged. For all we know, the 7-year-old could have said something really mean. I'm kidding. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. And, of course, subscribe if you're new and turn on those notifications. If you want to help me out more, you can check out the intro song. A link to it's down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, or you could use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout to get a discount on G Fuel and help me out so everyone's a winner. Last but certainly not least, I went ahead and put some of my story times on Spotify. I'll put the link in the top of the description. Y'all should go check those out if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.